What up, y'all? It's your homeboy Justin. We're back here with another video. And this is story time. So I'm trying to, let me backtrack because I always do this where I want to get straight to the point, but I got to build it up. We have to start from the beginning of the night and go all the way to the incident and how I'm feeling about it now. How about that? Okay, so the beginning. I work at a gay bar. So that's been an interesting journey for me the last year. It's been a job where I have felt I can be myself completely, 100%, like 100% authentic to my experience, how I live my life, how I talk, how I interact with folks. You know, I'm not putting on anything for anyone. I'm not trying to be more black or turn down my blackness. I'm not trying to be more gay or turn down the gay. You know, I'm just me. I'm just Justin. So working at this place has been a great, super amazingly gratifying experience. It has definitely been a value added to my life, particularly as a gay man. So there's that. There's that first thing, okay? So keep that in your back of your head, okay? So we got that. Now, this past Friday was an interesting night because I have a friend, we gonna call him Palmer's, because I got Palmer's cocoa butter right there. So Palmer's, okay, he got an altercation with security, but not at our bar, at another bar. Long story short, he interacted with the bodyguard in a way that the bodyguard did not like. And because the bodyguard took things personal, it's probably some racial motivation or some homophobic motivation behind that, or it could be both. You know, it's not mutually exclusive. People can be both. Pushed him and threw him down onto the ground. Now that happened. Palmer comes back, tells me the story, and I'm heated. I'm mad with a capital DT. Okay, mad. And he's very upset. He's very frustrated. He's frustrated for a almost innumerable amount of reasons. And these are reasons that I completely understand because me, also being a person who has similar background as him. I'll put it that way. I'm trying to be vague about this as to not be, whatever. Anyway, so I do the best that I can as a friend. And as a person who just wants people to be happy in a good place, I try to be as good as I can to give positive affirmations and you are loving, you are caring, remember who you are. I think it was maybe 15 adjectives I threw because I've known this person for a little over a year now, and we've become friends. At first it was acquaintances. And you know what? Real quick sidebar. This is a person who they're not really involved in social media, and so it's been really cool to develop a friendship with someone strictly through interacting with them face to face. With the way that social media works now, and this is a sidebar, I'm gonna get back to the story. The way that social media works now, it's very cool. It's cool that we can interact with people across the globe in different parts of the country and different parts of the continent. At the same time, it is really cool to build a relationship with someone face to face, and that's literally your only form of interaction. Texting, no calling, no hit me up on Facebook or hit me up on Snapchat, strictly face-to-face talking conversation. Anyway, back to this story. I do my best to make sure they're doing great, and that's kind of where we end off. I send him, because the bar's closing now, so he's leaving, and I'm like, all right, I will see you when I see you. And that's kind of how the night ends, at least at work. Me, I'm an empath, okay? I'm a very sensitive, highly sensitive person. And people always just credit that oh, you just cry all the time, or you something, you so weak. I'm a sensitive person means that they can feel out the vibes in a room. So if people are angry, I'm gonna pick up on that before they even say a word. If people are sad, I'm going to read that. Okay, I'm going to read their energy, their body language, their facial expression. They say 90% or 80% of human communication is body language. For me, it's almost higher than that. I can almost tell you exactly what someone's feeling by the way they're just in front of me. So for me, being an empath, I'm carrying his frustration, his pain, his rightfully so and justified and warranted anger about the situation. And I am kind of carrying that for for the rest of the night. So when I'm like doing my cleaning up duties as we're closing, I'm just kind of to myself. I'm not really trying to talk to people. I'm just counting the money really quickly so I can turn it into my manager, so that way we can count that, give them a tip, or give them all the money for the shots, collect my tips, go home, be on my way. I was also meeting some friends at a Loca, can't even say a Loca Taco, local taco shop, just to eat, kind of converse, kind of mellow out because the night's been kind of shitty, right? So I go from XY, this next place. Actually, I'll tell the place. That was Taco Lopez is the place we're going to. So I'm going to Taco Lopez. Now, mind you, what I was wearing that day, which is not victim blaming, we're going to make that clarification right now. What I was wearing to the taco shop was what I wore at night. So I put on a tank top, of course. It was hot, whatever. But I was wearing these, they're rough skin, white, swim shorts. But they're about, I would say maybe, they have, a 3-inch inseam, right? So in terms of European fashion, they're not short at all. But in terms of America with our, we wear basketball shorts to go swimming. I don't know why. Why bring all that fabric into a pool, sir? I don't know why. Why look like you're wearing a diaper in the pool? I don't know why. Why does it look like you have an entire bed sheet strewn about and tied around your knees, sir? I don't know why. But I was wearing those shorts to go eat, right? Also wearing a black Yankee cap to the back. So Yankee cap, black tank top, and some white shorts that are very short to our American standards, right? So I go to the taco shop. I go in, the lady is busy. The lady that works there, the cashier who also does the drive-thru window, she's at the drive-thru window, she's kind of going between. She's like, can you wait a second? I'm like, sure, no problem, you're good. There's a black dude with his white girlfriend. I'm going to say just friend. I'm not sure if they're together, but I'm presuming the way they're interacting. Because she is inebriated. He is not as inebriated. But I also don't know if he is not inebriated. The way that she is acting, she's acting as if she is. The way he's acting, not so much. So they're over there, they're kind of talking, yada, 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 over there by the condiment section. I see my friends on the right side. They're chilling at a table with some people. And I gotta get my food, right? So, before I can even order, dude and his girl are walking behind me. As they get right behind me, he has to say, "Fackle," and continues to walk. His girlfriend, I'm just gonna say the girl he was with, again, I'm presuming, I'm not sure. The girl he's with says something to the effect of, "Oh my God, I can't believe you just said that," or "That's not nice," or "How rude," or something, right? But they continue to walk out. Me, being a person who is, I don't know, again, just trying to make people be. I work at a church, for crying out loud, as a musician with a choir playing the piano. My largest source of income right now is basically trying to give people comfort in times of struggle, particularly at weddings, giving them something to help with the memory of the wedding, to help commemorate the wedding, to honor the union they're about to have. I play at funerals. I'm helping send people back home for homecomings and giving the family solace and a little bit of solitude. Or not solitude, a little bit of solace and, just some comfort as they're grieving and mourning the loss of their beloved. Trying to connect people closer to God. I would consider myself someone who literally, but also figuratively, is trying to do the Lord's work, right? So, you could understand the internal conflict I was having with myself, with the universe, with this man who decided to call me that. Also, by the way, sidebar. It'd be a cool joke if I was the person who said it, because it's a gaggle of gays if you said a faggle, you know what I mean? But this is the thing. I was by myself, singular. It makes no sense to use a plural form of a slur if it's just me. Sure, it was hurtful, but let's at least be grammatically correct. That's all I'm saying. So he walked out. I'm not nearly as angry now about it as I was in that moment because I've had time to process and, you know, all that stuff. But it did hurt immensely. And I can only laugh about that because I have the emotional intelligence to understand why it hurt. Can pinpoint that it did. Knowing the reasons behind why it hurt. I know I already said that, but I'm just saying it again. So in that moment, after he says that and he walks out, I haven't ordered yet. So I'm just looking at the table, kind of in disbelief that here we are. I'm just trying to live my bomb-ass life. And here this dude comes being hateful. So I'm just looking at the ground, looking at the thing, looking at the people, looking again. There was a moment where I wanted to punch the guy in the face. I also literally at that same moment thought, Justin, you've never been in a fight before. Never been in a fight before. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. I'm a healer. I'm also an appeaser. But I am not a fighter. So when I also had that thought that I want to confront him and punch him in the face, I also had the thought that he's not taller than me, but he's larger than me. So even if I tried to attack him or like fight for, you know, being angry at him for calling me that, I don't think I would have left that fight with even like an ounce of ego intact. So that was quickly like we vetoed that real quick, me and my brain and my body. So there was that. And then also because I'm such an independent person, it didn't even cross my mind until I sat down with my friends who were waiting for me that I could have gone to them at that moment and said, yo, this dude just said some shit. We gotta go kick his ass, right? That could have been something. Hindsight though, and also while I was there, glad I didn't do that for the reason of the people calling the police on us. Because then you have a black dude and another black dude and some Mexican friends fighting in the middle of the parking lot of a taco shop. Not a good look. Not a good look. Regardless, and I know what y'all are thinking, regardless of the circumstances that led to the altercation, white people would just take that and run with it. So this is the crazy, like, fucked up part of what this country is right now and how even when we are trying to defend ourselves, we have to think about how y'all are going to take it, how y'all are going to conflate and misconstrued and mischaracterize and change the narrative to fit what you have on your agenda. So, literally, all of that went through my mind. Seriously, like, levels here. There are levels to this, okay? So that happens. I order my food from the lady. I'm trying to be as nice to her as I can because at that moment I was so pissed off that I couldn't let hate win, honestly. Like that's exactly what I like. Couldn't do it. I can't. I don't want to. It's not within my desire and my heart and my being. So I order my food. I get 2 tamales. I get my cup of water. I sit down. And my friends ask, Justin, how are you? And I'm like, And they can tell I'm pissed off. I'm not really trying to talk much. And then they say, what happened? Well, I said, well, this dude, I tell him the story. There's this girl who I barely even know Myra. Like I just met her that night. She gets up and says, where he at? She goes, she leaves the room. She comes back and all this stuff. Because she's trying to find her, but they're gone by that point. But it was comforting to know that people would fight for that. But everyone, like, because it's just so ignorant. It really has no place in this era of life that we're living in. But that happened. But at the end of the night, there was crazy, hilarious, I shouldn't use the word crazy, but there was hilarious, very lighthearted, and jovial laughter amongst the table because we were just kind of razzing each other and and doing the story with Alfonso, with him and his girlfriend and all this other stuff, and it was great and met some new people, Lisa and Rodrigo. So I mean, it was cool. Like the night ended well. I laughed the entire time I was there eating my tamale and my taco. Like that was fun. That part was good. It made me. It alleviated my anger. It removed that frustration. It removed the sadness I was feeling, and I wasn't as upset. I was still like towards the, as I was going home, I was thinking about it, but I was for the most part okay. Like the word hurt, the hatred that was directed towards me by this individual, it did hurt. But he's gonna learn one day. He's going to probably say that to someone who is, I would say, not as reserved as I am in terms of confronting people, especially in a situation where I'm by myself. And I would say I'm on the underhand physically. Like this dude, shorter, yes, but was jacked. So there was that. There was intimidation, all that. But yeah. So lessons and the takeaway from this, because the only reason I'm sharing this story is because I want people to know that although there's lots of progress we have made as a culture, there is still sectors of this country, and even in the Black community, that is not caught up and is very kind of resistant to that catch up. Okay, so lessons, the takeaway. Words have meaning and power. I know that some people try to reclaim the word. I'm not gonna say it anymore. I don't want to say it anymore. I just don't like slurs in general. Like, people think I can say the N-word. That's cool. I know I have the license. I just choose not to, and that's fine. Same thing with the F word. I have license. I know. I choose not to. So there's that. But words have meaning, especially when it's used by the oppressor population. I don't feel good when people say it, okay? So there's that. I'm proud, at least, that I did not do anything to jeopardize my livelihood. An example, stepping up to the dude and either calling him names or starting a fight. We was also in a restaurant, so there are sharp objects in there. I'm good. Also, Kansas is an open carry state, or something like that, so I don't even know if the dude had a gun. Again, I'm not trying to figure these things out, okay? Okay, I like my life and my livelihood, okay? I like my body the way it is. I do not need to have an injury. No, I don't. I am still, the petty in me is mad that I did not say something to him because I wanted to throw him through the window. I wanted to take like a cast iron skillet or a comal and just like hit him in the face, you know? Like I wanted to cause him as much bodily harm as it hurt for me, the pain that I was feeling, which makes sense. I understand that. But it doesn't justify my actions to do that. It makes sense to want to do that, but doing that does not help. It does not solve. It makes you feel good momentarily, and then I just have more regrets that I made this person's life as bad as he was trying to make my life in that moment. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. So slight regret, but not really at the end of the day. What else? My friends wanted to fight the guy that said the thing, and so I realized that you have to, as cool as it is to be independent, I need to remember that I have friends that I can lean on, and that I have people in my circle, in my community, that I can be like, hey, this happened. I need your help. So in that moment, what I should have did is be like, y'all, this dude just called me a ton of times. Y'all on roll or what? Like, that could have been the thing. And it wasn't, but at the same time, I'm kind of glad that wasn't the thing, because I work at a church, I work at a store, I work at a high school. Like, there's too much at stake to lose. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, not even just reputation, like professionally, too much at stake. That's all I'm saying. I'm also like literally in the process of applying for a job. I don't need that to be in the ether, okay? It just doesn't make sense. So, takeaway for straight people, cisgendered straight people. How would we say that, okay? Y'all need to call your straight brothers and sisters out on their bullshit, okay? If you are a person who is straight, happens to be straight, we'll say, and you were in a situation where your other straight friends are making jokes that are homophobic, that are transphobic, you know, you should probably call it out. Call it out. Or better yet, if you are uncomfortable with calling it out, why don't you call the person in and be like, okay, so remember yesterday we were talking about Johnny and you called him that wasn't cool. Like, that, I don't think, yeah, because, I mean, is that how you think about all gay people? Like, I love you as a person, but I think you can do better. I feel like you could do better, you know what I'm saying? You know, like you know better now. You don't, yeah, when you know better, we're supposed to do better. So like, if you could, so you know, like I don't. There's a lot of bad things that can happen when people are bullying people who don't have the you know the self love in a place where they can just get past it really quick and just like, oh, okay, that's your opinion, but that's an unpopular one. Like when people say, well, you ugly, I'm like, bitch, where? I'll wait. You know, so like, it just, so that's the only silver lining is that it happened to me and I'm like, I'm okay because I can deal with it. At the same time, we should not have to be at a place where we just have to deal with this kind of shit and just, you know, like be okay with it. I should not have to be okay with this. I should not have to be stronger than the people who are ridiculing me. Like, okay, but that's the card that I was dealt with. I didn't choose this situation for me, but that's just what happened. Let's see. We deserve to exist in space without ridicule. We deserve, that's what the whole thing about civil rights is about. It's literally about us being able to exist in public space just the way that everyone else can. Or to live our lives the way that everyone else can. People get so hell-bent on this whole, well, I believe this and it's part of my religion. Like, that's cool that you can practice your religion, but I am not practicing your religion, or I am not practicing your interpretation of that religion, okay? So that should not be legislated. And I should not have to live under that. Okay. That's a whole different conversation though. But I'm just saying, like, hold on. Let me drink some water because I'm thirsty and oh, Lord. Okay. You know what? And the last takeaway, actually, I was going to say it's speculation. But you know how there's all those Republican governors that always be trying to enact and sign in these like anti-gay, anti-LGBT laws and ordinances and things like that, and then later we find out that they were sleeping with some person, some man for like 2-3 years, and it happens to be their secretary. But we ain't gonna talk about that tea. I'm just saying that a lot, not all the time, but some of the time, the same people who wanna oppress us gay folk happen to be gay folk. Like, closeted, but they're ashamed of it because they've grown up in a culture that tells them to be ashamed of it, that tells them that they should be unhappy, that tells them they need to go to electroshock therapy and go to gay conversion therapy and go to a pray the gay away camp. You know what I'm saying? Like, which you can't do. It doesn't work. It don't. So stop it. I just... You know, those are my only things. Okay. Yeah. So hopefully any of those takeaways can help. For us, as people who are members of the LGBTQIA community, we just have to continue educating and also continue living our best lives. Living our lives authentically. I mean, that in and of itself is a form of protest. Me existing as I am as a gay person in this black body, this lovely black body, by the way. You see the tan? You see I'm trying to get my melanin all even in complexion, you know? I feel like I'm doing a good job, but I digress. Living as I am, completely and wholeheartedly as I choose to express myself as the lovely person that I am, that in and of itself, today in 2018, especially with Cheeto Man, is a form of protest. It's a form of reclaiming my sovereignty over my own body, reclaiming the justice that wasn't given to our gay brothers and sisters, even, you know, back in the 70s. Like, all I can say to that person, I wish him well. I pray for the children that he may have, that he has the courage to progress his mindset, because God forbid, or Buddha, or Allah, or whoever you believe in, or maybe not believe in, that his children happens to be gay or transgender, because he will have to deal with that in a more immediate vicinity of his life. And I hope he has the courage and the wisdom to know better and to do better if that happens to him. Or maybe even a relative of his comes out as gay, you know, like, if people can just hang around more gay people, hang around more transgender people. People, when you have a fear and a hatred of someone else that is on their race, their gender, their religion, their sexuality, their ability, talk to those people, literally. And it's not a bad thing to acknowledge your prejudice. It's really not. It's a very big thing to do. It's not easy. It's hard. It's challenging. You're literally challenging yourself. You're literally saying, looking in the mirror saying, what is it about my life and what is it that I think about other people that may be treating them the wrong way? What are my prejudices are? What is it that I feel about this type of group? Why do I feel this way? Is it something that I was taught by my parents? Is it something that society has brainwashed me into thinking? Is it something that I was just, passive in? That I just participated in blindly, blissfully unaware of the effects that it has on those people? Do some introspection, some self-reflection, and figure out what it is. Figure out the shit in your life that it's affecting other people in a negative way and cut it out. Okay? Can you do that? People of the world, can you do that? And I'm talking about myself too. That's why I'm looking at you dead in your eye. Do you see the lack of break of eye contact here? I am serious right now. Do what you can to make this world a better place, okay? If you make it better for someone else, that's not making it better just for them. It's making it better for their friends, for their family, for their community, as it is for you and your community, okay? So do the work, people. Let's do the work, okay? I'm sorry hold on, let me drink some more water because it's so hot in here. I can't have the air conditioner on because I don't like the noise, so I have to film without air conditioning. So let me drink real quick, okay? Hold on. Yes. Okay, that's the video. With all that being said, I'm still optimistic because work can be done. It's not a lost cause. So with moving on, give this thumb a like. Give this video a thumbs up, okay? Like it if you want to. Share it if you want someone to hear this message. Share it if you feel like maybe this is something you've been wanting to say, but you didn't know how to say it, and I can say it for you. So kind of like, oh, what's that girl? Ida Rodriguez? I'll say it for you, okay? So share this with someone who needs to hear it, okay? Maybe this message will be delivered in a way that's easier for them to understand, or maybe with my experience, it'll help kind of testify to it. What else? Follow me on other types of social media. I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Instagram. All the links are in the comment section. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. Yada, yada, yada. So that's it. Also, happy Pride Month. I know this video is heavy and long-winded. I see how long it is. We're already at like the 27 minute mark right now. I understand. Thank you for watching through the full thing though. You a real one. You were the MVP. I like you. I really do. Thank you for your support. I don't know why I'm whispering though. Okay, so yeah. So that's the end of the video. There's a last videos up there. I am like sweating right now. There's a playlist of more videos and vlogs right there. Click on that subscribe icon right there, and I will drink some water, and we're just gonna let it rock. All right, so keep it locked and stay hydrated, y'all.